All right. Good evening. I think it's just me right now. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to go through this GCSE, well, this GCSE maths equivalency paper. I need to do a practice. Even I'm not bold enough to go into this having not looked at the paper at all properly. So I'm gonna just crack on. If anyone does decide to tune in, feel free to Oh hey, Omar, I do have a friend. Hey, oh, welcome. Can cheer me on as we go through this and see what it's like. I've no idea. I've literally downloaded this. I'll do the marking of it, and we'll just go through it. Um, what exams are you studying for this year, Omar? Or are you just here for the lols? Either way, right. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna crack on. Let's just do this. Right, what do we got? Wicked. All right, well, let's just see what this does. So this apparently is a non-calculator. We've got James logging on just for it. We got a few people. All right, hey crew. This is a non-calculator paper, although this is a online exam, right? So they have me on webcam to do it. I'm doing this tomorrow morning. So I've no idea how they're going to check me doing a calculator or not. But what's that? That's 23 over 7 minus 6 over 5, which is 115 minus 42 over 35. Um, is that right? 21, 23. The thing is, when you're doing something like this, right, is you just end up really paranoid. You just end up really paranoid about everything. Because of course, there's a whole ton of pressure. So cows to sheep are in 4 to 7, sheep to chicken. All right, cows to sheep to chicken. So cows to sheep is a 4 to 7. Um, sheep to chicken are 14 to 9. So what we'll do is we'll times that up. So that's 8 to 14. So if there are 27, so that's 8 to 14 to 9. 27 chickens, times that by 3, 52, times that by 3, 24. So how many cows are there? 24. So for him, this isn't AQA. This is a special thing that people that, later on in life need some sort of equivalent to GCSE without taking the full GCSE can take. Um, so yeah, and this is one that's specifically for people taking teaching qualifications. So it's largely the content of most exam boards, but it's a little bit different. Um, so 4,232 kilometers at 70 kilometers per hour. He drives for 12 hours per day. So I think looking at that, we're going to do 70 kilometers per hour because it says estimate. We're doing 4,200 kilometers. So driving 12 hours per day. So we're going to do 70 times 12, which is, well, actually, we're going to do this differently. So 70 times 12 is the kilometers per day. So we're going to do 4,200 divided by 70 times 12. The reason I'm doing that is 42 over 7 is 6. So we're doing 600 over 120. Divide both by, that's 5, isn't it? So we're going to go for 5-ish. I'm just very paranoid doing this that I've messed something up, but there we go. So you got a pyramid, the base is a square of side 12, the height is 8, m is the midpoint, and a to m is 10. I'm going to rewrite that there because I don't like that. So what, that's a 4, that's an 8 is what we're looking at. Oh, that doesn't even matter, does it? Find the total surface area of the pyramid. I was getting ready to do a bit of Pythagoras. So the triangles are base times height over 2. which is 60. We've got 4 triangles to give us 240 and 144 for the base, which is 384 centimeters squared. Does that feel right? Solid square base pyramid. M is the midpoint of CD. Verses. So is the height of the pyramid just an absolute red herring here? A to M, that is in the right. Yeah, it looks like it's a red herring. We'll come back. We'll do a quick reread of it all at the end. Right, shape A to shape B. We're going to go reflection in y equals 1, C to D. That's a translation, and that doesn't really matter which exam board you do. We're going 3 to the left and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Translation minus 3, minus 4. Yeah. Hey, Jules. Fahim, like, try doing this when you've got multiple degrees in mathematics. Like, the expectation is high, and it's so easy to muck up. So the perimeter of a right angle triangle, okay, fine. Oh, no, I'm not, even I can't deal with that. Right angle triangle. It's in the ratio 8 to 15 to 17. Oh yeah, I think that came up in one of my streams actually. Someone pointed out that that's, multiply that up by k, is a right angle triangle. Work out the area of the triangle. I mean, we can do this in a whole bunch of ways, but I'm going to do k times 15 plus 17 is 32, plus 8 is 40, is 160, so k is 4. So that length there is 32, that length there is 60, and that is 68. And that should work, 160. Yep, wicked. So the area is half times 60 times 32, which is 30 times 32, which is 960 centimeters squared. Write down the value of 64 to the 0. Yes, sir, I will do that. Right, youngest. One little square is 2, so youngest is 6, oldest is 58. So let's make sure we put these in the right boxes. 14. Why does this question scare you? Why would this scare you? Just because you see a box plot? Uh, box and whiskers diagram. 26. I think that's fine. Have I mucked that up? 4 squares for 58. That's the oldest. The youngest is 6. The lower quartile is 14. The upper quartile is 42. And the median is 26, yeah. Real tag, this is neither. Like I say, this is a sort of hybrid one, but it is aimed at higher. It is aimed to be the equivalent of higher. So obviously I'm in the middle of a year, right? I'm taking it on a random Tuesday. It's not a proper GCSE like you guys would be doing. Oh, the triangle one, yeah. Sorry, we might have a bit of lag set up on this one. Right, so, age of people, Laura's party. Do you know what? I'm going to draw this on my one. So youngest is at 11. Let's do this in blue. Let's do this in blue. So youngest for them is 11, so somewhere there. Oldest is at 54. Somewhere there. Lower quartile is at 18. Median at 29, so somewhere there. Upper quartile at 32. All right, so looking at that, what do we need to do? We've got 3 marks. Compare the distribution. Right. So these are the questions where I'm not going to get full marks. Yeah, Omar, like English revision is pants, but it'll be what it'll be. I might even try writing an essay tomorrow. It's okay, the exam's on Thursday. Who needs more than like 2 weeks to revise for something, right? Right, so, but 3 marks generally means we're going to talk about size, we're going to talk about spread, and I'm going to talk about skew. These are the 3 things that I reckon we're going to talk about for 3 marks. So size, overall, at Laura's birthday, ooh, we'd say there's a higher median age. Now, Laura also has a smaller spread. There's a smaller spread, especially in that interquartile. So Laura B-Day has a lower spread. Especially the middle 50%. I don't know, what should we call this? Yeah. And then the skew. So it looks like Jack's birthday is fairly evenly spread out, whereas Laura's has this weird positive skew for this really big tail here. Well, it's weird. You've got this would indicate negative skew. This would indicate positive skew. We're going to go with negative skew. This is negative skew. So, Jack's distribution of age is fairly symmetrical. Whereas Laura has some positive skew, negative skew. Right. Yeah, for him, something along those lines. Edward, what grade do you think we'll get in English? I'd be super chuffed with a 5 or a 6, dude. Considering I haven't done it in ages and I've literally had 2 weeks of revision, I think a 6 I would be super chuffed. I know I'm a coherent grown up, right? But there's just a lot of technical stuff and I've not had time with doing the further maths Easter revision courses. He says doing this maths paper to properly practice. So like we're going in fairly cold. If I can scrape together enough just using grown-up words and vocab and the fact that, you know, I've had to run assemblies, I've had to run presentations, I've done training courses, so I can write down a coherent argument. I'm hoping if I can scrape together a 5 or a 6, I'll be happy. But, you know, I'm also a 30-something-year-old. I've got very used and very reliant to spell check, so that will also be weird. Nice little circle theorems. What we got here? We've got, I don't know. I'm not even going to look at the question. Let's just see what we can figure out. That's 180. These are right angles. So what do we need? Oh, they're not right angles. No. CB is a tangent, but AB is not. So that's interesting. Okay, so we do have to do a little bit of work. We do have to do a little bit of work. So, OCA is going to be 36 degrees. OCA is equal to OAC is equal to 180 minus 108 over 2 is 66 degrees, because OCOA are radii. So let's put that in 36 degrees. That is 180 minus 2x. CAB equals 180 minus 2x, as OCB is isosceles. And then I think we're just going to add them all together. Oh no, that's useless. Don't need that. Ignore that. ACB is x, because OCB is isosceles. And then 36 plus x equals 90 degrees, because you've got tangent and radius are perpendicular. Arrowhead is only in the circle. Yes, Fahim. So I'm going to say x is 54 degrees. We'll do a quick reread of the paper at the end. Right, so we got root 14 times 5 root 2 minus root 2. Now root 14 is root 7 root 2 times 4 root 2. So that is 8 root 7. Does that feel right? That's weird. I would expect to find this on a calculator paper because it's a nice way of making you do. Oh no, I suppose not actually. You plug this into a calculator, it will do it for you. So yeah, you probably want it not on a calculator. 5 root 2 minus root 2 is 4 root 2. Pull out root 2 from there. 4 root 2 times root 2 is 8. So yeah, I'm going with that. P is inversely proportional to a squared. And then we know when P is 5.5 is K over 16. So K is, what's 4 times 5.5? 22 is 88. K is 88. Use the calculator to check. When Q is 5, A is directly proportional to Q squared. I don't know, what should we use? K star Q squared. So that's nice. A is 100 when Q is 5. K star is 4. So I have P is 88 over A squared, and I've got A is 4 Q squared. And we want what the? Oh, P in terms of Q. Oh, well, P is therefore 88 over 16 Q to the power of 4. We could simplify that by 8, can't we? 11 over 2 Q to the 4. Is that what we think? Am I doing AQA? Like, again, this is a non-exam board specific thing, right? This is, let's say, it's an equivalency to GCSE. So it's not one for students. It is one for grown-ups, for professionals who are trying to just later on in life need to, because of like various things. Padfield. Do you have nothing better to do on a Monday evening, matey? Right. So blue to yellow is 6 to 7. Takes a random crayon from the stationery box. The property that the crayon is red is 0.09. Okay. Let's say that's just A. Let's just say that's A. So what we're saying is A out of A plus 6 plus 7 is 0.09. Rather, let's write that 9 out of 100. So what do we get? We get 100A. That's looking distinctly like a Q. 9A plus 13 times 9. 91a is what's 19? It's 117. Oh, that doesn't feel good. I don't like that. This is an interesting question. Am I overthinking it? So if the equivalent number there is a to 6 to 7, which is 13, so a plus 13, I know what I'm going to do instead. I know what I'm going to do instead. I know what I'm going to do. Much, much nicer than this. I know what I'm going to do. The probability of not red is therefore 91 out of 100. So 6 plus 7 is 13. So if I times it up by 7, 42, 42 to 49, there we go. And that would be a 9 at that point. There we go. And that's much, much nicer. And now we've got our proportions. What's the probability that Bethany takes a blue crayon from the box would be 42 out of 100, which is 21 out of 50. That feels good. How many questions are there on this first paper? 14? Okay. Point A has coordinates 8, 15. A line. Okay, a line perpendicular is AB, so that's 3y is 4x plus 9, y is 4/3 x plus 3. So that line there is perpendicular to AB. So, fair enough. So that line there is perpendicular to AB. So that means, so the gradient of AB, which is 15 minus t over 8 minus s, is equal to minus 3/4, because it needs to be perpendicular to that. 60 minus 40 is minus 24 plus 3s. And I think it wants t in terms of that, so what's that? That's 84 minus 3s is 4t. So we're going to go t is 84 minus 3s over 4. Well, the first one there is easy. X is bigger than 3. And the second one, x squared has to be less than... Ooh, this is tricksy. All right. Yay, Toby. Find all possible values of x now. Am I going to, like, it is 5 marks, so they are going to expect me to be a little bit careful here. Now, like, to tell you why I'm hesitating. If I multiply this up to get x squared is less than 9x minus 14, the problem is I've multiplied by 9x minus 14. I don't know what the value of 9x minus 14 is, and it could be positive, it could be negative. So, we're going to do this slightly differently. Instead, I'm going to go x squared over 9x minus 14 minus 1 is negative. So x squared minus 9x plus 14 over is negative. So that is x minus 2, x minus 7 over 9x minus 14 is negative. Now, what's interesting here, again, I might be overthinking this, but so x minus 2 has a thing at 2. So it will go negative, positive. X minus 7 will be 0 at 7, and it'll be negative, then it'll be positive. 9x minus 14, we're going to look at 14 over 9. 0 there is negative, then it's positive. So overall, what have I got? I'm dividing by 0. I've got 0, I've got 0. So to the left of 14 over 19, this whole thing will be negative. Then it'll be positive. Then it'll be negative. Then it'll be positive. So I want to find out where this thing is negative. So it's in between these two values here. But it also needs to be bigger than 3. So my answer is, I have a sneaky feeling I overthought this one massively. You probably could have just multiplied it up and been fine. So what should we do? Should we do both papers and then see how I did? Or should we do them paper by paper? What do we think? I won't lie to you guys, I am shattered. I am expecting to make some absolute whoopsies in this. What's the vibe? Should we do it paper by paper or do both and then come back and mark them both? Druv, I am so cooked for English. It's not even funny. But yeah. Go on, chat, let me know. Do we want to mark this one then move on? We're going to do both. Oof. Yeah, let's just have a very quick scan through what we've done. 21, 23 over 7, yes, because I'm not dumb. 115 minus 42, 60, 73. Yeah, I'm going with that. 4 to 7, so that's 8 to 14 to 9. 27 chicken times by 3, times by 3, times by 3. That looks about right. Now, estimate is a weird one, but there we go. I'm assuming we run that to 4,200 kilometers. So divide that by 60, by 70. 4,200 kilometers is 420 divided by 7, which is 60. So it takes us 60 hours, which is 5 days. A simile is a comparison. What I've learned is, though, a simile is when you say something is like something else. So, for example, if I said his passion was like a raging fire, that's a simile. If you go, his passion was a raging fire, that is a metaphor. So a metaphor, you're saying it is something that it isn't, and a simile is you saying it is like something it isn't, is my understanding from my lovely AQA revision book. 12 by 10 is 60 times 4 is 240. Then you got 12 by 12, which is 144,384. Okay, cool, we're going with that one. That is y equals 1, yes. 3 left, 4 down, because we're going from C to D, yes. 8 to 15 to 17. Times it all by 4, according to me. 4 times 8 is 32, 4 times 15, 4 times 17 is 68. And those do add together, because that's 100, 160. And then 60 times 32, which is 30 times 32, which is 96, 960. I guarantee you this is the bit where I'm going to lose a couple of marks. So 108, 36 and 36 is 72, so that's 180. C to B is a tangent, and that's it, but these are that. So that's x, that's 36. Yeah. See you, Toby. See ya. No one's shouting out in the chat that they've seen any mistakes, so you're either trusting me massively or you're being really good and trying not to contaminate me so I can get a good idea of whether I'm fine on this or not. A is directly proportional to q squared. A equals k star q squared, 100. So that's got to be 4 times 25, so that's fine. So 4q squared, 88 over 16 divided by 8. Yeah, I'm going with that. Quite chuffed with this one, actually. Into 91. Those do add to 91 times 7 times 7. That means that's a 9 to 42 to 49. So it's 42 out of 100 for the blue crayons. Out of 50, yes. Cool. And cool. Right, paper 2. What is a paragraph structure, Drav? Right, this one's a calculator paper. Let's go. That's g to the 7. That is 27, x to the 9, y to the 12. This is 4s squared, t squared. Lowest common multiple of 14 and 32. Let's be fun. 14 is 2 times 7. 32 is 2 to the power of 4. 5 even, 2 to the power of 5. So my LCM will be 2 to the 5 times 7, which is 64 times 7, which is 448, I think. 7 times 60 is 420, plus 28 is 448. I swear to God, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, yeah. Right. Find an equation for the line A. 1 square is 1, 1. Going along by 2, down by 1. So y is minus a half x minus 4. Along by 2, down by 1, right? Yes. Okay, so £7,000, discount of 10%. Okay. So we're going to do 16 times 306.25, and we've officially reached the point where I am going to use the calculator. And let's try and actually plug it in properly. 4,900. So she paid 1,400. Hey, so it's 1,400. So we want the deposit to the payments. That's 14 to 49 to you and me, Scruffy, which is 2 to 7. One of the schools I worked in ages ago down in Brighton, it was back when there was a modular one, and so the very first A-level maths exam paper was non-calculator, it was C1, pretty much like the first. So the core pure for single maths A-level split into C1, C2, C3, C4. So you can think of C1 as the first half of the lower sixth year or year 12. So we'd race it, and you had to get 100% in as little time as possible. I think we managed it like, but literally you just have to yeet and not check. I think we did it in like 13 minutes or something like that. Right, force of 350 Newton acts on an area. Okay, all right, so we'll go pressure is force over area. Remind ourselves. So pressure is 350 over. Oh, it's there. They've given it to us. I'm just going to use the units as R. This won't give us any good SI units, but because we're doing percentage increase, decrease, it doesn't matter. The force is increased by 50. But the area is increased by 5. That's 12. So what's that as a percentage decrease? So if we do 12 over 12.5 is 0.96. i.e. it's a 4% decrease. So is Andy correct? The pressure has decreased by less than 10%. Yes. Oh, I agree with James. Like, it'd be so easy to just muck up somewhere in here. Like, for example, right here, that's 350. Right there. Right, so we got to redo all of this. I'm glad I caught that. So that goes to 400 over 25, which is now 16. So we're doing 16 over 17.5. Naught 0.914, which is an 8.6% decrease. So still yes. Cool. Hopefully that's that. Oh, Venn diagram. Let's make a bigger Venn diagram. Two-way table. Male, female, walking, running, cycling. And let's see what they've given me. 33 of the people were female. There were 75 people. 15, so there were 21 people that said they liked cycling were male. 10 females said walking. 32 people said running. It's Sudoku time. The world's rubbishest Sudoku. 23, so I want that to be a 17, so I want that to be a 15. I want that to be a 44, so I want that to be a 14, so I want that to be a 24. 56. Right, something went wrong. Let's do that again. That's a 42. That would be Y. So that's a 12. So that's a 22. There we go. Right, what was the question? One of the males is chosen at random. Y is a property that they said running 15 out of 42, which is 5 out of 14. Yep. What's vector x? Vector x is, we're going along by 4, down by 1. Vector y is along by 2, up by 2. So 2x minus 3y is 8 minus 2 minus 6, 6, which is 2 minus 8. The really funky thing is, this exam I'm doing tomorrow, I literally have to write it all out on paper and then scan it in with my phone for them to mark it, which is amazing. F of minus 3 is 5 times 9 over 3, which is 15. G of minus 1 is 4. So fg of minus 1 is f of 4, which is 5 times 16 over 3. Really? All right. Yeah, James, dude, like the number of students that do this, it's just like, just checking that the matter, as soon as you're under pressure, right? In this case, try doing it when you've got people watching you and waiting for you to make a mistake. Like, you know something dumb is going to happen. But, oh, oh, this deserves a sip of tea. This deserves a sip of tea, right? Rightio. I got you. What do you got for me? So that's a tangent. So that's what we think it is. That's 30 degrees. Okay, well that tells me that that there is x as well. Nope, it doesn't. That's a lie. Oh, is that it? BDE is x, alternate segment. ODE is 90 degrees because a radius and a tangent are perpendicular. So the maths one I'm doing tomorrow is on paper, so my handwriting will matter. So I'll try and be a little bit tidier tomorrow. The English one, luckily, I get to type. Distance traveled. It's a trapezium, so it's half height 30. This one's going from 5 to 20, so that's 15, which is 5 times 45, which is 225 meters. Equation of a circle. Love me this. Just FYI, write down. Don't have to think about anything. X squared plus y squared is r squared. Oh, okay. So, just make sure here. What's my frequency density for this one? 0.6, 0.8, 1, 0.7, 0.1. What's the width? It's 5. 5 times 0.6 is 3. 10. So that's going to be an 8, 15, 10, 20. Cool. I mean, we could have also done it that frequency of 3 for this one, so 2 little boxes is 1. Right? 2 little boxes is 1. So if you have a look at this, it's quite cool. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? This one should be 2 little boxes less. Don't know why I'm doing this. I've got the answer, but I think it's quite fun doing it with actual areas. Is this easier than normal? Like, it's weird. This is a weird thing. It's a weird paper. I think the difficulty isn't graduated like a normal GCSE paper. This is all over the place. It feels like someone's taken like a full set of 3 GCSE papers and randomly mashed them together and randomizing the order of the questions. Find an estimate for the upper quartile. Okay, so what's my total frequency? 3 plus 8 is 11, 26, 28. Ugh, really? 11, 26 plus 7. 26 plus 7, 33. So we got 35. Really? Have I looked that one up? One, two, three. Well, that's upsetting. Well, that's upsetting. So I want the upper quartile, right? So I want 35 times 3/4, which is 26.25. If I want the 26.25th one, I mean, sure. 26th one is exactly here. So I want 1/4 of a thing, 1/4 of a, oh, I see, I suppose. I suppose. So I need a frequency of 0.25 in this box. That box is 7y. So I need 1/28th of it. That can't be right. Is this phone a friend time? 3, 3, 3. It's 15 in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. That's 35. 26.25. 11 plus 15. The math hasn't changed, so I need 0.25 in that one. So this could be where, do they do n plus 1 over 4 times 3? Because that would make more sense. So this could be an n plus 1 over 4. That would make more sense to me if it was like that. That would give me 27. So I need 1/7 of 10. I'm going to go 31.4, and I will get cross when I see what the mark scheme says. But that will be very interesting to know for tomorrow. This is why we do these papers, because that'll give me a good idea of how they expect this. Find the surface area of Q. Ooh. Okay. So 343. Fahim, I don't know. I've never really had, I've had a handful once in a while drop out of A-level further maths. So we're going to start by finding the value of R. Let's try that again. 343 times 3 divided by 4. Well, okay then. I mean, this does say to 3 sig fig, so, but the fact they put a pi in there. I mean, any. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. That's why. Because that's 3/4. So that's why 343 pi is 3/4 of 4/3 pi r cubed. They'll cancel out. So 343 is r cubed, which tells me that r is 7, apparently. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Find the surface area of Q. Well, we're going to get 3/4 of the surface area of the whole thing, which is 4 pi r squared. Which is 147 pi. But we also need to add in these two semicircles. So I make this 196 pi. Thank you, calculator. And we're doing this to 3 sig fig, so 616 centimeters squared. How many have we got here? 14? Oh, not bad. Oh. Okay, so density is mass over volume. Now we want this in grams per centimeters cubed. I like that. So mass for him is 10,700 grams over cuboid. So 14.1 times 12.7 times 7.8. Now, if you want the upper bound, I want this to be as big as possible. So this is correct to the nearest 100. So 10,750 over. These are all correct to the nearest millimeter. So I want that to be big and I want all of these to be small. In. What are we doing? 3 sig fig. 7.80. And the lower bound, we're going to make the mass as small as possible to the nearest 100 grams. I'm going to make these as big as possible. And 650 over 14.15 times 12.75 times 7.85. 7.52. So Fahim, mass, well, normally, right, when we're doing density, we would do SI units. So we would do mass in kilograms and volume in meter cubed. But for smaller things, it's not uncommon to go grams per centimeters cubed, right? So that's where I looked at the units I wanted my densities, grams by centimeters cubed, and we go for it, right? Just context clues. Right, let's have a quick scoot through these. I'm still not happy with that histogram one, but we will see what we get. Right, quick check, gang. G2, G5 is G7. 3 cubed is 27. That hasn't changed. 3 times 3 is 12. I'm happy with that one. 36 over 9 is 4. S squared, T squared. 40 and 32, LCM. Now, I won't lie. Those of you that are interested, this is a calculator paper. So, let's see if this comes up for us. There we go. Let me show you a thing. If we are being numerical, LCM, 14 and 32. I think I just do this. Oh, it says 224. Have I got too big? Why have I got too big? Oh, good check there. So what's 2 to the 5? Yeah, for some reason, I turned 2 to the 7 into a 64. So there we go. Good little check there. Glad we caught that. This is a calculator paper. I'm allowed it. Leave me alone. Along by 2, down by 1. It has to be, the -4 has to be there. It's going through the point 2 minus 5. Would that go through the point 2 minus 5? Yes. Would it go through the point -4 minus 2? Yes, I'm happy with that. Let's just double check that. But those numbers worked out so nicely. There's no way it can be true, right? 4,900, 7,000 times 0.9 minus 4,900, 1,400 divided by 4,900 is 2 to 7. I'm taking that. And that is the correct ratio, right? Deposit, which is that, the total. Yes. Let's just double check this. 350 to 20 is 17.5. Yes, increase it, increase it. Yes. 16 is the new one. So do that, 8.5. Yes, Debrox, it was the smallest power value of each like number, absolutely. I just, for some reason, having figured out that 32 was 2 to the 5, in my calculations when 2 to the 5 is 64, because I was smart like that. Big brain time. I mean, this one just worked out nicely. Let's just double check our numbers. 33 were female, 15 of the 21 people that said cycling. So 21 people said cycling, 15. 10 females said walking. 32 people said running. Cool. 21, 32. That's 53. So I could have figured out that was 22. Figured out that was 12. 27, 15. I mean, it all works out quite nicely, doesn't it? 27, 33. You can't argue with that. A male is chosen at random. What is the probability that this male is running? So we're only looking at the males. So it's 15 out of 42. 5 out of 14. Awesome. 4 minus 1, 2, 2. 8 minus 2, 6, 6. F of minus 3, 5 times 9 over 3 is 15. I mean, that just feels wonky, but it is what it is. G of minus 1 is 4, unless I'm reading that poorly. 5 times 16 over 3. Yeah. This one's interesting, but that angle there is that one, right? Am I having just a moment with my alternate segment theorem? I mean, I proved this ruddy thing the other day. Like, I'm going with it. I'm trusting myself on that one. Each of these is 5, so that's 15 and 30. 450 divided by 2 is 225. That's just not even worth looking. Now, this is the one number here that I am not happy with at all. If they do 3n plus 1 over 4, I mean, either way, right? I reckon I'm going to lose a mark on that because that looks terrible. So we've said the radius is 3. We've lost that. It's there, it's there, it's there. So it's 3/4 of that. So it's 3 times pi r squared. 3 times 7 squared, which is 147 pi, plus a whole circle, which is plus 49, times pi, 616. So Azim, this is like from this company that I'll show you afterwards, but it's not a real GCSE paper, it's a GCSE equivalency. It's for adults that need something equivalent to a GCSE without waiting for the summer and taking the full GCSE. Let's just make sure. So 7.8 centimeters, 7 centimeters and 1 mil. So if I want to go up, it's 7.7, 7.85, 7.75, 12.75, 12.65. 14.15, 14.05. The numbers look like they make sense, but let's plank them out again quickly. 10.7 kg is 10,700 grams. I'm going with it. 7.80. Right, I'm going with it. All right. So what I'd quite like is to get two papers side by side, but I haven't found a way to do that yet. So how are we going to do this? Here's my mark scheme. So let's pop the mark scheme there, pop that there, and go. Get some green. Yes. Yes. I mean, what's my answer? Estimated value, thank you. So, 5. Looks like 5 is accepted right there. Yep, I'm taking the 5. It says 5 right there. I'm taking the 5 from right there. Number 4, 384, I'm taking it. Did I put the right thing? Find the area of a triangle. Yes. Total surface area times 4. Yes. Well, hang on. I think they weren't paying attention because they're giving me a mark for centimeters squared. And it's in, what do we think, gang? Do I get the mark? Because the question line has centimeter squared in it. Do I get the mark? What do we think, chat? I mean, interesting point to make for myself that I need to put them in possibly, but still. Put it in the chat. Do you think I get the mark for that? I'm giving it to myself, but right. Reflection line equals 1. Translation -3 -4. Wicked. I mean, I'd agree with James, but then again, I am not exactly 960 is correct. 1 is correct. They did like the ratio there of 4, so we got that one. We got that one. We got some marks. That's fine. 8. Now, this is going to be interesting. So 6, 58, 14, 42, 26. We got those. Now, so we get correct comparison of the medians. Ooh, do they want me to actually quote what the interquartile ranges are? Yes, so I think I might lose a mark there, actually. Interesting. But, okay, so they won't worry about skew. So skew is not something they do on this paper. So I get the mark for the comparison, but I lost one for not finding the actual values by just not writing them down. Yeah, okay, good to know. X is 54. Yep, so I've said that is isosceles. I've mentioned a right angle. We're all good. So Bryboy, yeah, but this one, that's, again, it does specifically say in the mark scheme here that it wants you to calculate the ranges. So, yeah, I'm going to be harsh and take a mark off myself for that one. Mark scheme is wrong because it says find A, so A is 8, not 8 root 7, minus 1 to the mark scheme. 11 over 2q to the 4, yep. Some of these I'm not going to check all the method marks because it's pretty much impossible to get the answer without doing all the methodology. What are we on? 12. 0.42, 21 over 50. I mean, that is correct. They did not say to put it as a decimal, so that is correct. Minus 3. Yeah, that's fine. Did I put it down here? Yeah, here we go. Plus 21. They didn't tell me to simplify it in any way, shape, or form, so that's correct. Oh, silly Billy. Oh, silly monkey. I lose a mark. I lose a mark. I missed this. What a monkey. What a silly person I am. I missed the fact that x is an integer, so I did all the hard stuff. So I'm on -2 for this paper. Yeah. Oh, epic. So how many marks was this paper? So I'm on 48 out of 50. That's embarrassing already. Right. Now this is where there's going to be an interesting question, because this is the bit of the paper that I'm not, I think there's a wonky one. Bosh, 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 bosh. Yeah, absolutely, James. I did not read the question properly. Bosh, bosh. It's good. Sometimes it's good to have a reminder of no matter how experienced we are, we can all make mistakes. Yes, supported. So 8.57. So yeah, okay. So I didn't make a wrong calculation. Supported. Yes, awesome. 5 out of 14. We did that. Love me a two-way table, by the way, gang. Love me a two-way table. 2 minus 8. Right, here's where it's getting weird. 15, 80 over 3, so that was fine. 60 degrees. Let's just make sure. Where do I get the marks for? Alternate segment. I get a mark for that. And perpendicular and angle and so on and so forth. So that's fine. 60 degrees. 225. Yep. I mean, x squared plus y squared equals 16. Yep. And now I think we're slowly but surely getting to the good stuff. Yeah, I'm going to respectfully disagree with them. Where am I? So they're saying themselves that you want the 27th item. What are they doing? Green is positive, James. You mark in green if you can. What? Hang on. Let's get onto there and try and figure out what on God's green earth they're doing. I think whoever wrote this sample paper wrote it wonky. Where does this 11 come from? Twelve fifteenths of 15. So they're saying you want to go you want to go 12 fifteenths into this. I mean, that's all well and good, but this thing starts at 15, you morons. Not at 11. I'm DQing this question. I mean, crew, like, those of you that are doing this, right? Tell me I'm not wrong. Or what am I missing? They've said, I agree with them, that let's go for this definition of upper quartile. You want the 27th bit of data. 3 bits of data, 8 bits of data, so we're on to 11 bits of data. This is just mental. Another 15 bits of data, and 11 plus 15. I'm just going to double check on the calculator, which is 26, right? That hasn't changed. So you want one bit of data in that 30 to 40 group because it's the upper quartile. Nope, I'm DQing that. I'll take marks off where I think it's due, but they are just wrong. They are just wrong. Cool. Don't forget, these papers are not as rigorously prepped as your exam papers when you do this. 616, we're okay. 7.52, 7.80. Look, I even put the 0 in for the 3 sig fig. So that's cool. And that's it. So I don't think, now, this one here, now let's just say that they mark it as wrong if they are wrong, which I think would be absurd because that is just patently garbage. Right? Unless everything I hold to be true is wrong, which it isn't. Like, I'm okay with the odd whoopsie question, right? I will take marks off if I've done a whoopsie. But that is just no bueno. I'm giving myself 48 out of 48 on that one. I took marks off the first paper. I took marks off the first paper, so there we go. I mean, a little bit worried about this. Neil has other things to do. I think Neil's at a wedding, I think, today. I think he's off in the Philippines or something like that at a wedding. James probably knows. There are no grown-ups in the office this week, right? James probably knows. Oh, hey Joe. Yeah, but you're revising for A-level, dude. How you doing, Joe? You guys surviving without me? Yeah. Yeah, that has me worried a little bit because it is nonsensical. Like, I'll send it to a couple of maths teachers to see if I'm just being absolutely dense. Um, but okay, that is annoying, having lost a couple of marks on that one. So what, I think, oh yeah, I took myself a mark off for that and the one for the integers thing. So if we're being super strict, that is annoying. That is super annoying. But hey ho. All right, gang. Well, thanks for joining me for that one. It's interesting. It's a good job I went through this. I think it's good to know a few areas to highlight, like putting units in, even if it's in the question box, make sure it's in my answer somewhere, and read the question RTQ, right? Hmm. But like I said, it's fairly straightforward, but it's interesting. So it's two papers, but it's only 14 odd questions in each paper. So it's good to know for the pacing as well. Now, what has me worried is tomorrow morning, it's a 2 hour like exam. I'm just doing the two papers back to back. I won't lie, I'm gonna be very annoyed if they make me wait the entire hour after the first paper um, to sit the second one. So Pranav, I'm just taking this exam tomorrow. Like I said, look, it's a maths equivalency. It's not a full GCSE, right? I would be absolutely cooked professionally if I had to wait until the actual exam sessions to do this. Um, Yeah. I mean, this all comes from the fact that I've been teaching for like 14 years now, but always in the dependent sector. So I've learned everything on the job. So I never actually got my teacher's qualification because you don't need it to work in independent schools. And I've worked in top independent schools, right? I've done all kinds of stuff, head of sixth form, but I never got it. But now I'm working from my own space. Everyone would quite like me to get the piece of paper that says, yes, he's a real teacher. We promise pinky swear. And there's a super accelerated course you can do on it because I know what I'm doing and I've done it all, so I've got all the evidence. But I do need the equivalent of a GCSE in maths and English. So, but to avoid me having to wait until the end of the year, I can take these sort of interim papers instead. So yeah, tomorrow morning for maths, 10:30, and then 3 p.m. on Thursday. So if anyone's joining in, is it Alex or Louis on Thursday morning? I've no idea, but I'll probably be cribbing and have them on in the background all morning for their Easter revision course. So I think they're doing English language. Is it English lit on Thursday and English language on Friday? I can't remember. Yeah, Pranav, always find X. I'm just going to circle all the X's in the exam paper and it'll be grand. Right. I'm going to check out, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I thought it was going to be a little bit lonely, but it's quite nice having people to chat to and hang out. And James, thanks for hanging out with me as well. It's quite nice. Like making sure I'm doing a good job all the time. Why is this not opening? Interesting. Anyway, Fahim, what did I do in A levels? Maths, further maths, physics, and French is what I did. Oh, that's where that is. Oh, my third screen is being knackered. Right, everyone, I'm off. James, thanks again. James, my editor, everyone. If you think the videos that have been coming out recently look super cool, that's all James's work. Been doing some absolutely stonking stuff. Absolute legend, makes me look good. Thanks, man. Um, CS? What's CS? Je parle le français. Oui, Fahim. Oh, comp sci. Cool. Right, gang, I'm off. I'm tired. I've got an exam tomorrow morning. I get to go relax for a little bit. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to check out. All right. If people enjoy this, I might do one or two more of these throughout the year. Definitely not for English. English is just for me, so that when I fail, I don't have to tell anyone. Right, checking out. See you again.